as TT Project gonna go ahead and get this ready. He's carrying his teammate there. There you go. He's moving off the hill. Effect. Knocking down Aura here. Jiggle does have an angle, but they should be able to get to safety. Oh, no fear, never mind. Yeah, no fear on the other end. He's going to go ahead and get his revenge for his teammate there and take out 2 on the side of TT Project.
Yeah, this is far more awkward now. Trapped back just on the rock side towards the coastline. Efis cooking the nade, wants to dash that towards No Fear. Too shallow, few more left in the inventory though. They can try and hold him back for at least a few more seconds. But they're the ones that are at panic stations. Aura waiting for the opportunity to strike. Efis so low off the engage. Effect though, reels them in. He's looking for the flush on it as well.
Oh no, but he jumps down into the water. That actually could be a workout for him. Let's see if he's going to climb that hill. And it looks like he's trying to find the angle. He does. Here we go. Now they have 2 different angles they can actually fight this from. Evius just says, now I'm jumping down with my teammate. 2v1 situation, but can't get the shots. And now No Fear is at the advantage. Never mind. What's happening? Shots back and forth, but No Fear finally shuts him down.
A nail-biting fight on that one. They can at least recover. Still have 3 of their players alive for Hora as well and build off the back of this. And that's 8 Elim points they've racked up, leading the lobby right now.
That's the worst case scenario for this lobby because that's really like the only slot that's available there for the finals considering how well these other teams did. And Godlike are looking to close the door here nice and early, saying, you know what, if you want to try to get into the finals, you're going to need to win at least a couple games because we got such a point lead. And that is how you start it there. 8 eliminations, full squad up. It's looking good for the side of Godlike. Sky, run for your life. Drive away. And it looks like he is going to barely escape that one.
Romeo. Where for art now, Romeo? On the bridge, getting Elims, but that's where he is.
He was looking right at the sky there, and that is Aura. Now we're going to look at No Fear, Get Thirsted. Young Galacticos going to actually get into this next game as the circle shifts up to the north side now. They are in the blue. This is still stage 3. They can eat a little bit of this circle for now, but it's time to finally find out where that next spot's going to be.
It's been more uncomfortable for Hora then, as they do get away with only that duo, and this could potentially be an even more uncomfortable entry back over towards the zone as they've got to bypass Alpha 7. Vision onto them. Ravo jumps out the vehicle. Good shot from range, consistent with the orb to shut down another one, and only Jiggle gets out. 9 Elims might be where they reach and end this one.
And this whole tournament has been so chaotic. You want to avoid the survival stage at all costs. Yeah, it's 6 teams out of 16 moving on from that stage. Still though, I mean, you do not want to be put in that situation. I'm talking to you outside. Meanwhile, Team Vitality getting into it with 7-2-1 GS. They do end up having 1 player knocked. Vitality. So strong yesterday. Gonna go out early here. They do get 4 eliminations, but like I said, they can do whatever the heck they want today.
Yeah, this is a quiet one for them. They've already done the hard part. Fair play though, mate. On the other side of the spectrum, right? Yes, Vitality, our top dogs, they're out. But look who's climbing up from the depths. This is now 11 eliminations they've picked up, getting over the safety of the threshold so far, Jukes. Maintain this, you could save your tournament.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a perfect start on the side of 7-2-1 GS. And considering that it's in Rondo, right? The chance to really make up for a bad day 1, and they're doing it, right? I mean, double-digit eliminations. Now it's all about just getting into that end game. So I want to see them get themselves in a good, solid position and just focus up. Because ETSH, Hustler's crew, right? Dopeness have not done anything so far.
No, they really haven't, and Dopeness as well. You know, you're down to just the solo. Couple Elims, sure, but it's been quiet outside of that. And that was the third-party fight that opened things up to allow them to collapse onto it. The replay here is when Dopeness lost a lot of their members up against Vitality. And I'm curious, Jukes, as well. I think mechanically yesterday we saw Alpha 7 look very good in terms of how they were approaching the game, but they never had any luck on their side.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I was saying. You know, I was looking at their numbers for the past 2 international tournaments. They were getting tons of eliminations and like 0 placement points, very, very low on that end. And so I want to see them get into finally some late games and show what they can do.
Yeah.
It's just been so difficult lately, especially when you have a few teams just do something so insane, right? It's wild to see what happened yesterday. But today's a new day. Another team that I want to see make something happen is Tianba, right? I expected a lot from this squad, and now they are still very far down on the leaderboard. You can see them pushing into that circle from the south side. Let's see if they can make it up here in Rondo.
For Alpha 7, their eyes might be lighting up off the back of the recall for Dopeners. They're all parachuting back in relatively close by. Could be a chance for those 3 to fight with the arena in close proximity, but Tianba are in the move, back in towards the zone. Godlike not far out with Manya. Just up on the ridge side there, supported by the rest of the crew. It was a bumpy early game for Yangon, but after that recall, they've been pretty comfortable, at least on their rotation path.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it worked out well for them, especially considering that they were pretty late in this game because of that recall. It took a long, long time. But, you know, that's the way this game works. Sometimes those circles just shift and the fights happen in such a perfect way where you're able to sneak your way into zone pretty clear. It doesn't happen often, so when it does, you got to take advantage of it. And it's no better place to happen, honestly, in Rondo, right? The game where you can end up with 39 points.
It's all about those big finishes. Curious if there's a chance we get a bit of an extension into each other there with Dopeness. Right on top of Smile. He's the one player that's fragmented off from the 1-3 split they've currently got going. SayCloud further out doing a bit of scouting as well. This is the establishing shot for Tianba and Godlike. Godlike obviously far more set up with cover to work with.
Godlike 8 kill 45 point.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna hold this little valley right here and hold it good for now. Not a terrible spot in this next zone, not the best either, but this is Tianba after all. Still pretty wild to see them down in 12th place, 24 points, very uncharacteristic and unexpected, at least from a lot of people here. You got QZZ, a superstar that can really ring things out. But all it takes is, for a lot of these teams, just one good situation where their back's against the wall and let their gun skill shine. And, I mean, I would not be shocked with Tianba, who has 0 points right now. They could end up with 20 very easily here.
72-1 GS as well. Still looking to see if they can squeeze any more points out of this one. Dopeness taking the hits onto Alpha 7. A bit of a back and forth already. Ravo looking to close the gap as he drives by. Good control. Switching seats and hitting shots as he puts them down. And quite quickly, manhandles Dopeness. They do lose Korea though, so it will be a 3-man squad for the A7 crew.
Yeah, you can see the crowd showing off them Rebo jerseys. The man, the myth, the legend is here, and he is putting in some work. This is what we needed to see from A7. 8 eliminations so far. You're right, yeah, Carrillo did get taken out, but for 8 elims, that is a sacrifice that you got to be willing to take. But job's not done yet. Still a lot more work if you want to make it straight to those finals, and they do get a nice knock there on
Alpha 7. Looking like they're starting to hit that high tempo. Caught whiff of the arena further back and take pot shots onto them. Meanwhile, before the zone moves, you can see Ida took a few shots over the Hustler crew. And that's the crunch in, Jukes.
That's the crunch in that's going to make things interesting. The circle goes to the north side. That's huge on the side of Godlike right here. A perfect zone shift for them. Taking a look there at the leaderboards so far. This is the problem though, right? I mean, we were so hype about Alpha 7. 9 eliminations. This is a great game, right? The problem is that you're hunting down 5th place. Godlike have 8. So you've only closed that gap by 1 point so far.
Try as they might, there's still so much more to do. And even then, during the map feed, we could see like they were getting consistent damage back over to E Arena, so they're not giving up any of this fight. They're still looking like they want to try. They know the win condition, Jukes.
Yeah. This is the problem though, right? If you don't have a great day one, you could have a good solid day two, but it could be too late, right? Especially if you see consistency from those top 5 teams. They're gonna keep on pushing that point threshold even further and further beyond. So for Alpha 7, if you want to catch up to top 5, yeah, the 10-point game isn't going to be enough. You're going to need a 20 to try and close that gap. So they still are in this game with 3 players up. The problem is that Godlike is as well, as so is every team that really matters, because Vitality, no one catches them. They can go out early. But for everybody else still here, it's going to make things interesting.
72-1 GS going in on Alpha 7. They got they want to try and capitalize off their jukes. They've swung rounds. That's one tag back over, but it doesn't look like it's going well from the elimination feed right now. This could be the downfall of Alpha 7. Seems like it's just a solo remaining, trying to hold on to it. This is the POV.
There we go. We got it now. You can see Guizhou trying to get some shots down range, shooting some vehicles here all over the place, but he gets put in a blender. E-Arena, they heard that fight happen, and they came to disrupt it, and they definitely did. But now Young said, oh, you want some of that action? We'll take some of that as well, and they take them out.
Cleanup crew plays. Goodbye, E-Arena. See you later, Alpha 7. Meanwhile, Godlike have been battling versus ETSH. It's all kicking off around the zone. 72 GS. They thought they were cooking with gas. Silenced on the clap back there. Yangon Galacticos. Trying to get them to remember their name, Jukes. They got to say it with their chest.
What an interesting play, honestly. 7-2-1 GS, 15 eliminations, doing so good. They're like, yeah, let's go to the spot. We saw 2 teams get wiped out immediately. And unfortunately, one of their players gets knocked. But here comes the rest of the squads.
Godlike popping off on the top side. They shut down ETSH. Big plays from Godlike as the crowd starts to give them even more energy. Meanwhile, this encounter between 72-1 GS and Yangon Galacticos rages on. Arcs the nades. Stereo setup, Dukes.
Bang, bang, 7-2-1 GS getting punished by Yangon Galacticos. Tough start for them, but now looking to finish strong. It's all up to Masco. And those days are just inching closer and closer. He's got to hit some shots here to buy himself some time.
Ooh, zone shift as well, crunching in. It's still good for Godlike.
The crowd went nuts.
They're loving that.
The second they saw that shift, they're like, that's what I'm talking about. This is our game to win. And this is worst case scenario, literally, for the entire lobby, because that's the one team you didn't want to pop off, because that was the one slot that looked juicy, available. But now it's looking like it's long gone. Let's see what Yangon Galacticos can do, though. They're going to start pushing up on the Masco. Yeah, Masco. Oh, man, those plays, those shots too strong. No way he survives this. Yeah, he's a goner.
Yangon Galacticos, slowly but surely, getting their head above water, piecing together some big plays, but Tianba, the squad that can crash and take this goods location off of Godlike. Has other ideas, and Adamino also steps up to the plate, leaving 2 of the Tianba squad down on the deck. This is the push in from Milu. Low HP on Godlike, quick shots, but he can't quite find it. Panic stations, Duke. They're all going down.
S-Power is shutting down this monster squad. Said, oh, I hear you coming this way. Eat some of these nades, baby. And now QZ's stuck in the blue zone. He's just going to go out here. He said, you know what? Deny the point. And Godlike looking unstoppable here in this match.
Do we need to say more? The energy of the arena here in Paris says enough about the excitement from the plays from Godlike. And like you said early, they're all in the roost, gifted the angle to stay where they wanted to be with the zone, and Tianba was the only squad that tried to fight them for it, and they failed.
Hey, you know what? Some people could say that's a lucky shift, but Godlike, they're making their own luck here. Tianba pushed up, and they shut that down so dang fast. Yangon Galacticos, they're in trouble here. They're on that south side. They're outside of the zone. They're getting gate kept by everybody down here. Now it's all up to Stay Cloud to make a play for his team and try to get these reses. He's going to throw the smoke, but the zone is closing. Yeah, Stay Cloud's going to be the only one up left.
So low in HP, in a horrible position.
And here comes Blue. And bye-bye.
Give yourself up to it. Unless there's a hero play to be made, it'd have to be something miraculous. I mean, they've got a divot off the back of the damage to the terrain. He could save Romeo with at least Nonshin Red's Force attention right now, not being hard stuck on him. I mean, Dukes, it's better than going out.
Got him up, and that does deny the point at least. So if they go down the blue zone, then they're going to deny it here. Romeo inching up little by little. He's going to try to make a play, though. Here he goes, throwing some nades out. Gets knocked there. So easy to say, yeah, no, I'm getting that confirmation. I need those points.
Just say Cloud left them. He's still got a ton of utility left to work with as he throws in that nade. Zone eating away at him. I mean, it's good chip damage, and it's even making it more enticing for Godlike to take pot shots at him. He's just trying to buy time to live out.
Yeah, he's using that heal strat to maybe even get a little bit of extra placement. The problem is though, that the second the zone pops in 5 seconds, he's gone. So let's see. Can he even get that heal off? Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Yeah, so his play zone is going to take out Young and Galacticos there, as Nongshim Red Force are the team holding the south side, but Godlike are just spreading their wings here, saying it's time. We want all these eliminations. Let's shut down this game in some beautiful fashion.
How far can they take it? A quieter approach to things from S2G on this one. Nonshin playing it smart, playing their cards close to their chest. But they've suffered a fair bit of damage off the back of being pinned into this position, being shot at from 2 angles. Whereas Godlike, they've just been ruling the roost, Jukes.
I mean, they got a baker's dozen already. They're looking real good. 13 eliminations. And look at this, finding those tight angles, tight peaks. They know this game's in the bag here. It's literally Godlike's game to lose. Let's see if they can close it out, though. That's always going to be the question. Oh, Nongshimmer, they are toast, dude. They're forced to run out in the wide open. No smokes available. And, man, they just get deleted. Godlike soaking up all these eliminations. If you're Nongshim Red Force, honestly, it's really interesting to see them kind of go for this strategy here, as they're going to be feeding a lot of points on the side of Godlike. And that is 16 on the day. Then Group B's rondos have just been ridiculous.
Yeah, we've not seen anything like it, man. Some crazy games. As you'd expect, Nonshin, they had no pathway back in to try and vie for contest this game. So the last man falls, and this is what it comes down to. STG versus Godlike. They had a bit of a scouting play. They found this duo of Mania up towards the top side. Might want to actually collapse on it. Lost S-Power, cooking the nade. Good chip damage from Mania. Switches to the shotgun. Hits them in. He wants S-Power once again. It's a delight for this roster as they are sending reverberations throughout the Kadia City grid. Down on S2G.
S-Power is just insane. He's been throwing heat-seeking missiles all game long and opening the fight. A full 4v4. S2G tried to catch a couple of their players off guard, but it's S-Power, baby. You can't shut him down that easy.
You can't stop S-Power, and you cannot silence Godlike. Adamino for the closing. As Godlike take this shit
That is how you do it here, folks. And you can see the look on their faces saying, make some noise, Bears. It's Godlike's time to shine.
The energy of this arena says enough about the excitement and the plays that this team has been making, and they deserve every bit of celebration they're getting, Jukes.
Absolutely, man. I mean, this was that one slot that looked like it was available. The top 4 looking very far away, very out of reach. But Godlike said, you know what? Let's just shut that door right here and right now. This top 5 is locked, right? Now, at the same time, there's still quite a few games left here, right? You got to put up consistent points, but if those top 5 do that, it may just be too far to reach.
That's the scary bit, right? Is obviously some of the other squads that were above the teams that were looking to climb, they fell out pretty early there. Like Vitality not getting a great game out of this one. Godlike capitalizing where it matters most. Like you say, dude, you've made it so much harder for the mid-portion teams. You want to get into finals? Yeah, good luck. You might just have to go to survival, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, even a team like Alpha 7, who was doing great this game, right? They had a good, solid amount of eliminations, but at the end of the day, you know, you could put up.
जो नेट किया एस पावर ने एकदम खतरनाक. बहुत बढ़िया. गुड जॉब. जी गॉड लाइक.
You can hear the excitement, bro. It's insane, the energy we've got here right now at EWC. And it's a spectacle to behold. You come in to what was an explosive day yesterday of sheer talent, unexpected results, crazy circles, and then we start to run it back all over again.
Oh, that is how you do it right there, guys. Let's get it going here. We got some more action coming up in just a bit.
Here at PMWC at EWC 26, we have many activities that we can do before the games, in between the games, and after the games. And I think Max is there currently doing something. So let's see if maybe we can go in and give him a bit of a challenge. As he almost just absolutely ate it. Max, come over here, Max. I'm training, I'm doing my routine.
कितना बन है गोल्ड है क्या? बहुत जबरदस्त था. अभी देखते हैं.
The basketball is actually the granny shot like this. Let's see if it's gonna happen. Oh my, okay, you know what? I'll give it a chance. I'm just giving you a chance right now. Okay, here, hold on to this. Okay, come on. Mr. 7WG in the court. Yeah, the granny shot. From behind. No way, Jose, that was terrible. Wait, he's cheating. You just got 2 in a row. That was actually not bad. That was close. We're getting closer and closer. We're gonna keep on practicing, and we'll see if maybe one of us can make the shot. Come on, Max, you gotta make at least one for us. Okay, well, we'll keep on practicing our skills. Back to more PMWC at EWC 26.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind. And we're here. Now. The proud founding partner of EWC. Powering the biggest event in gaming. Shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion. Reach your impossible.
टाइम है इसके लिए भी स्टार्ट होने. बॉक्स भाई सब क्या कह रहे हैं?
पावर भी ऑन टॉप रहे, बट मेन क्या था पता है? मान्या ने जो दिमाग लगाया ना, जो जोन दिलाया है, वो सबसे मेन था, टर्निंग पॉइंट था. जो स्प्लिट्स रखे थे, जैसे एडमिनो को एकदम कोने में डाल दिया, पावर को आगे रख के 2 लोग साथ में थे, वो सबसे मेन टर्निंग पॉइंट था. बाकी अपने बंदों ने मारे, तीनों एसोल्डर ने दिया है. बाकी
सही बात है.
मान्या ने अपना दिमाग लगाया. मजा आ गया भाई. क्या बोल रहे भाई? तारीफ करो थोड़ी.
My goodness, what a performance we just saw. Absolutely smacking everybody.
Yes, this is what we wanted to see from them. Let's go. Some really good stuff, right, Max?
I mean, we just saw
so much from this team. The 2-2 split. We were talking about this. A really nice 2-2 split coming on through there. Really good stuff coming in. I want to say STG did make the right call going for the duo on the north because it was the high ground. It was cut off, but sending an extra player from Godlike up to there to defeat, to defend, to
incredible stuff from Somei, Admino 2. No eliminations coming out from Manyab. He was like the RTS master, just putting his troops where they need to be to get that chicken dinner. So great IGLing, great fragging power, and of course, they're getting a total of 20 elims on a Rondo. Oh my goodness, they're here to play.
Impressive stuff there out of Godlike. You might be wondering, why are we comparing them with 7-1 GS? Because this squad needed to make sure they got out of the bottom 3, and they were able to do just that, Lace.
Yeah, I mean, they're clearly understanding the assignment today. They had a 2.1 average point day yesterday. So, you know, this is clear. This is clear that they had to do this. They cleared that eastern side, transitioned smoothly into the middle of zone with 8 eliminations, no team casualties. It's a massive turnaround for this team. Then, to cut the head of the snake, taking down Vitality is a huge power play. And I mean, this was a crucial 15 eliminations that they added to their tally to put them in 11th spot.
Yeah, that's going to be a massive push. They started the day in 15th place. A team that needs those points. A team that needs those points. Godlike as well. With this, Godlike moving even closer and closer to the finals as we take a look at the match ranking here. Hora Esports, I mean, we'll get a chance to talk about Yangon Galacticos in a bit, but Hora Esports continuing to be consistent as well with that fragging power we know they're capable of.
Yeah, very happy about Hora Esports, right? We saw No Fear get some really good fights from their side. Unfortunately, at the end, didn't have the numbers to really defend against Yangon Galacticos going for their crossing over. But I want to highlight one team that's very important here in terms of storylines at the bottom of the rankings. It's 7-2-1 GS Esports. They woke up massively here on Rondo. 15 eliminations, 1 placement point, which is, you know, like meh, okay, sure, but overall 7-2-1 doing a massive push to get rid of that bottom 3 slot.
Exactly. I mean, that's what Lace was just talking about as well with Alpha 7. Alpha 7 ends up getting those 9 eliminations. This is good for this squad, but one thing that we need to point out is those teams that they were trying to hunt down for the top 5, they were still alive.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see how it goes into the next couple of games with this. I do want to say one thing though, is A7, much better already today than yesterday, for me at least. I mean, they had better presence, there was more just meaning behind their splits, that 1-3 split coming in, the info was better. It just felt like a team that had a lot more synergy than they did yesterday, so definitely very excited to see what we got coming in for A7.
Yeah, I mean, they had no scouting today. So you could clearly see that they were actually prioritizing this a little bit more than yesterday. Obviously, we had an awesome interview with them. They said they were going to try some different plays, but it seems like they're returning to their natural presence, which is amazing. And I mean, that drive-by from Primo, man, that was so incredibly clean, well calculated. 1 casualty out of that, but this is the aggressiveness that we expect from our Brazilian team.
That Brazilian team is going to be looking for me because I did end up losing an instrument. You know what? I'll join you guys one hour. Okay, I'll put it back down. They're going to be looking for me. It's going to be hard for me to get out here. But Max, one team that was able to actually do a good rotation, have a good strategy here, and a team that needs it is the defending champions of PMWC, Yangon Galacticos.
Yeah, Yangon and Galacticos actually a team that was, I would say, a little bit more passive towards the very later stages of this game, but actually ahead of that, their rotations from the western side, able to cross that bridge against the side of Flora, which is some great rotations, and especially great scouting from this team that I think a lot of teams could try and learn from the scouting capabilities of Yangon Galacticos, especially at one point intro, leaving SayCloud behind them on a high ground position in that one building to make sure he can scout for his teammates which positions are free, which positions are available, and then the entire team just send it over to the eastern side of those buildings to get the high ground for themselves.
No, you got a demonstration for us. Now, Tara, do me a favor, grab the mic from him so you can actually use both hands.
There you go.
And then if you want to, yeah, put the mic.
I need to talk in the mic, thank you. Now, if you're looking at this position here, one big point of contention that Yangon Galacticos got for free because of that insanely good scouting is going to be here, and this is like a 2-tiered parking slot that they're going to be playing, which is high ground position and literally the entirety of the circle. But before that rotation, they had a scout that was actually over here in this position, and he was just providing information while his teammates were going for that wide rotation into that compound. The scout, it's a lot of microphone. The scouting was just on point. I wish they were just more aggressive later on, but in terms of the rotation in the early to mid game stage, Yangon still have it here at PMWC 2026.
Yangon still got it, baby, and you still got it too. Feeling like a celebrity over there, Max, with so many microphones just surrounding you. But for their squads, we need to continue to see that proactiveness. We need to continue to see everything that we're seeing out of them to maintain themselves closer or within the top 5. Because right now, E-Arena has been a team that has been slowing down a lot. They started off hot, and they are currently in 5th place.
I mean, just to give you guys a recap, we saw complete control from E-Arena on Rondo yesterday. Started at Stadium, continued at Stadium, and ended at Stadium with a record-breaking 29 points. But from today, starting on 3 eliminations. I mean, you know, it does come down to zone ball, but it seems like they're not showing their presence that they did yesterday. Obviously, still kind of maintaining that nice.
Are you someone like me जिसका स्क्रीन टाइम काफी ज्यादा है? ग्रेट न्यूज, अब आपको इसके लिए रिग्रेट फील करने की कोई जरूरत
चैनल के वाचिंग बढ़िया है भाई, बढ़िया है। W 3 लाख वाचिंग, अपनी चालीस पकड़ो। 340
Their best game yesterday was on Rondo. Today they did nothing on their map.
Well, can Dopeness maybe turn it around today as we're going to be sending it over to the first Erangel of the final day for Group B. Hot Jukes, Jackie, take it away.
Here we go into Erangel. Let's get it going here. I like what the desk was talking about, right? They're talking about the new bottom 3. You know, I think that's where our eyes are going to definitely be on here for the rest of the day, because unless these teams in the mid-pack do something crazy consistently, we may not see a new top 5 for a minute here, because there is already a 15 gap between 5th and 6th place. And with how these top 5 teams have been playing, it's going to be pretty tough to cross that.
Yeah, it's feeling really defined already, right? That's kind of what we were talking about, the downtime between last game and this one. So effectively, yeah, you've got to just keep your eyes locked in at who's in the bottom right now. That's the biggest area of movement we're looking at, where realistically there is chances for some teams to save what could have otherwise been a really rough run in Group B. Our top dogs, though, unless teams start targeting them, Jukes, and things get spicy, I feel like they've just looked so consistent, they've looked so hardy, it's going to be really rough to push them out of this position.
It's going to be tough indeed, but if you're going to go ahead and make it happen, it's most likely going to happen on Erangel. So here we go, folks. Match number 2 of Group B. Final day of the groups, right? We still have survival stage coming up, but it's all come down to this. So yeah, 15-point gap. Now, you know, mathematically, for all you guys watching, you're like, hey, 15 points, it can still happen, right? And it definitely can. The issue is the fact that the top 5 teams are still going to get points, right? So, you know, if we see the top 5 put up 5 points here, that's now a 20-point gap, right? So, honestly, I think if you are in that 6th place on down, I wonder what the coaches are saying, right? I think if it's you're gonna have to start really talking about guys like the regular game is no longer okay.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, right? To be like, look, guys, I want to say, let's cut our losses, just go for a hard drop, do something. We've got to just try something. If we can starve them from getting no points, it'll leave it Paris, that'll be nil point. Well, there you go. Check that one, Max Man. Let me know. Yeah, if you can actually just target them, deny them physically even being able to play one battleground here, just starve them out for a game. Maybe you've got a chance. But yeah, like you say, normality, probably not going to be ideal. This ain't normal though, bud. We're getting these circles again.
Are you kidding me? Here we go again. Southern play path, super northern circle. You know, I would normally be like, team vitality, ain't too happy about that. But yeah, again, like probably Noah's catches of the day pretty much no matter what. So they're good with this one. But this could be a good opportunity, right, for the rest of the lobby to make something happen here. Now, one of the teams that desperately want to is Yangon Galacticos. Okay, they're in 6th place with 46 points. They're right there below that cutoff. And this is not the best circle for them at all.
No, far harder of a rotation, obviously something they're quite comfortable with in terms of the drop rotation, but like you say, having to make that whole wrap is going to be brutal for them. But we've got something that's going to be very exciting for all of the viewers.
Yeah, and it's going to be that Naruto skin. That's right, guys, join that Uzumaki Naruto event. Get that Ninetales Fury on. get your hands on that bad boy because the AUG is
Rush?
OP. And
Something
you
like
can
that?
do it in style.
ले
But oh, look at
Oh,
this. Oh,
hey,
shut down back.
क्या
Little
गलत
jiggle. He put up a fight. But Godlike, man, I'm telling you, these guys are just having a phenomenal day. It's wild to see 39 points in Rondo on day one, and then Godlike busts down 30 here. So, I mean, when it comes to Rondo, Group B just weren't playing.
No, he certainly had the upper echelons of Rondo gameplay. Made it look super exciting in some of the instances we've been gifted over yesterday and today. And the ideal scenario, like you touched on there for Godlike, right? Come back in swinging once again. Target some of these squads. The only benefit to that is if you're playing with a 3-man squad for Horo, if this is a bit more of a weakened team, there's a chance where obviously Godlike figured, right, we can try and lap them, push ourselves further into the safety net.
Of course.
Helps them out, the other team's not so much. Still got to be a far better game.
Man, I tell you, if I'm any of these other teams in this lobby and I see Godlike already starting off with elimination, I'm like, oh, this is not good. You know, like they're already getting hot off the rip. That's gonna make things tough. So I'm talking about Young Galacticos all the way down to Tianba. It still freaks me out to see Tianba down in 13. I had them as a lock for top 5 here. That's going to make the survival stage that much more interesting, though, right? I mean, we're in Neptura, right? She was happy to see some movement from Alpha 7. I am as well, but you got to look at the reality of things, right? Like, that game was good, but it did nothing. It really didn't do anything when it comes to them trying to make it in the top 5, purely because of how good our top 5 teams did.
Yeah, that's the kind of the rough parts about it. It's what we've been saying from the games we saw yesterday as well, where mechanically they're making the right moves. You know that they're damn talented as individuals as well. They're playing off each other nicely. It looks like the comms looking far cleaner in moments of chaos. But that only goes so far. If you're not able to get yourself to a good position, constantly fighting heads and tails to get even a reasonable compound, a reasonable location in the zone, man. Just feels like you're coming in doing this on hard mode, realistically.
Literally. I mean, that's the one thing I've noticed here, especially in PMWC Live here in Paris, is good games are good and all, right? But the thing is the teams at the top of the leaderboards, they're not doing good games. They're not even doing great games, right? They're doing something special. They're doing something that we've never seen before. And you just can't compete with that, right? Just good isn't good enough here at this stage. If you want that top prize pool, you gotta break records. You gotta do something special.
I think it's spot on. That's what we've seen. The quality of competition has raised to a new level. And these are going to be terrifying squads to have back when we get all the way through towards finals. That's a conversation for another time, though. Yangon Galacticos taking some shots over onto S2G. A bit of a sleeper squad to the previous game. Gave a good run of things, all things considered with how they approached it. Kamikaze limping away, crossing his fingers, thinking maybe there's a chance, maybe I can get picked up. Just don't give Marnet another knock for free off the back of it. That's the worst case.
I already know what he's telling his teammate. I'm safe, I'm safe, I'm safe. I promise, I'm trying to give me. And he got it. Nice. Sulke able to catch Kamikaze there. Now Galacticos are looking in this direction.
Oh, dude,
stairs. All it takes is one little bullet through it, but oh, he does get that red. So now, hopefully, we're going to see Kamikaze get to safety. There's a bridge gatekeeper on Northern Zone, too. That's ridiculous. I'm surprised we're seeing Young Galacticos take so much time to do this, because this is on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, they're not on the mainland. They've got a long way to go as well. You got a lot of attention from them, at least looking back over towards the coast, and he smiles at a position where potentially, if they're not ready for the read, if he bobs up, Jukes, couple quick shots here. Ooh, could be the difference maker. I mean, Marnet's got the shot off again, so a re-knock onto Kamikaze. Smiles advancing. This could be really bad.
I don't like this fight at all, personally. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because if you're S2G, you're in 7th place, 45 points, right? You're gatekeeping and out of position in the next circle. Like, I get you're trying to hunt down 4 eliminations, but that's not enough, right? In order to get into that top 5, it's chicken dinner time. So, to risk putting yourself behind positioning-wise, it's just not worth it. I think at this point, just leave this fight. Go into the circle, try to get into that end game.
Gone under the underside of the bridge, so Kamikaze can at least keep himself safe for now and try and catch him off guard, peeking from the other angle. They have that hovercraft waiting for them effectively as like the escape plan. But yeah, it's super elongated battle between these two. Burning through so many of your early reserves as well, just trapped, just sitting pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I get it. You're really committing for 4 eliminations here. But again, you're more than 15 points, I think 16 points behind 5th place. So it's an interesting play. But who knows, right? S2G could get these 4 limbs, run into circle, catch a lucky third party, and it could work out. But at the end of the day, that zone goes even more north. This strategy's looking more grim by the second.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier for them, does it? Oh, they're so close, man, in terms of the standards. Like, they're super heavily convinced about this being worth it. But you can see the difference of a team like Vitality. They've gone, right, it's time to go. There's no one on average. Let's get out of here safely.
I just imagine, like, Team Vitality, the comms right now, it's just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, la 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 la, we're good, you know, like, oh, why don't we just take a look at Pachinki, you know, what, you guys need anything else, an extra energy drink, anything like that? They're just so solid on the leaderboard, it's ridiculous here. But oh, here we go, big fight here, 7-2-1 GS, get into a Tiamba, QTZ, turn around with a shotgun, gets a couple of hit markers, but it's not good enough, gonna have to make a play. Oh, but that is Tiamba of all teams getting eliminated, and another huge start.
You got Alpha 7 as well, keeping their
Rehan
eyes
क्या मारा
on
है?
this
ये
with
कौन है?
Wolves
सब
also
address
right on top of them. The dinner bell's been rung,
ये
Jigs,
कौन था?
and this is what we're expecting to see. What's going on? Alpha 7?
The aggression is ramping up. I think they need to listen to their coaches. They're like, we have to fight early. We need tons of eliminations if we want to make it to the finals. And it's Dopeness battling it out with A7. A7 down to a single player. It's disaster for the Brazilian team.
आगे पीछे दिखा नहीं, डायरेक्ट रश किया, तीन बंदा एक बंदा पीछे रह गए।
POV Jukes problem stations here.
Sir,
This is
पीछे
getting
से भी
brutal
बंदा
for
है।
them already. Alpha 7 just with Obscure left. It felt like they had seized an opportunity to attempt to third party onto that and squeeze some points, but it all blows up in their face, literally.
Last man warning.
Oh, such a rough finish for A7. Down to just Obscure here. Really pushing it on the side of 7-2-1 GS, who in that last game, and if they do good on this one, should put them in a really, really good position to at least make it to the survival stage. And who knows, right? I mean, with a good chicken dinner here, could even possibly get them a little closer to that top 5. We'll have to see how Irina, Godlike, do in this game. But now we're just going to see Alpha 7. Yeah, Obscure just gonna have to do something for his team here. Really needs to sneak away a couple of eliminations.
Season 26 common party.
You see the migration from S2G, who did abandon their post in the end, leaving the bridge. Here's the replay. Okay, so this is it. It looks like it was the teammate then, I imagine, on the bounce.
Oh no!
Sorry, the Jukes. I'm thinking, how on earth does this happen? Like, you just trapped in a building? What's going on? The strafe with a nade. Oh, mate.
Those windows used to be bigger. I think that's what it was.
I don't even know if that would have helped, but
it's
not that big.
You gotta thread that needle, you know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it didn't. It wasn't really a needle, it was a whole window. But you know what? It happens. It happens. You're under pressure. You got vehicles driving up on you. You're trying to make it to the finals, and just one little misplay, you get punished. Yesterday, we saw the Wolves, right, flip a car and get taken out because of it. And that just goes to show at this high level, one tiny mistake could be meaning going to the finals or going home.
Didn't expect that one. You'd be fuming as well.
Oh, yeah.
I hope the mental isn't brittle off the back of the team nade. You got to reset from it, Jukes.
Yeah, looking at the bottom of the leaderboards here, the fact that Tianbo went out so early, we're going to see them in the bottom 3, most likely here after this game alone. I mean, you got Dopeness only 1 point away from passing them up. ETSH are still up with 4, Hustlers Crew are up with 3. So one of the favorites going into this lobby who, in my opinion, QZZ is one of the best players in the world. To see them struggle so hard in Group B is just shocking for me. But let's look over here at E Arena, who are gonna have the warehouse near Severny. This is a really solid position. No matter where the zone goes, they're gonna have a lot of real estate to be able to drive to there. So let's see how they decide to defend against it. It's not even that easy to press up on.
Left side fight हो रहा है.
TT
और
on
जब
the quick
TT शायद
rotate.
third party करेंगे.
Last remember from Alpha 7 there.
ओह कहाँ से गुजरा है?
They're getting themselves into the zone, forging a path forward, and thankfully haven't been popped off by any of the teams in these positions. Although maybe that will change with no fear.
क्या damage पड़ा?
Ship
क्या
damage,
बचा है?
but not enough.
Put some shots down range, and everyone's just playing keep away. Say, hey, no, someone's here. Do not full send it onto my building, please and thank you. Oh, Wolves, okay. Nice nade there on the 721 GS. That's a huge fight. That's 10th and 11th place going at it. But it looks like they are just within.
अच्छा Godlike और YG का fight होने वाला है. Godlike ऊपर से.
Just yet. Now we're gonna look at Godlike. Okay, Godlike mighty close here to Young Galacticos. I don't think Young Galacticos want any of this fight right now. They're just gonna push a little bit further down south the hill. Mormon catches Slonic. Oh, the Wolves looking hurt here, as that's 2 players down. But Elementrix, we're here seeing a battle go out. And here he goes. Elementrix getting thirsted, and I believe that is the Wolves eliminated.
The Wolves not surviving as a pack. One by one, they're gone. The Arena resetting off the back of it. Grab Mormon, throw him in the vehicle, and get away to pick him up.
Yeah, wild to see here. Is E Arena going to push on over to that warehouse?
Godlike से YG यहाँ पे चल रहा है. ये लोग
Just
मारेंगे नहीं.
south of Godlike, underneath the hill. Romeo, yeah,
Oh.
using that hovercraft. That's the vehicle to use to get some extra intel. They're pushing up with it. Immediately, Godlike start putting some shots
put
just to
left
try and get it
पीछे
down
हटा,
a little
पीछे
bit
हटा.
further. But Young Galacticos are like, hey, yeah, we're here. Do you want to fight us? Maybe? Maybe you guys just go in the zone. We do as well.
Fight होने वाला है.
Let's see what
Godlike
happens.
Yangon don't want that smoke, man.
Oh, betul-betul क्या?
Exposed S-Power.
Lucky.
I know, dude. He's been so slick as well. That's the one time we've not seen him get an instant elim off something
Yeah,
like
but
that.
yeah.
I didn't think he was expecting to see someone white.
Oh! S-Power,
He
good,
just
good.
give him that
Take on
tiny
next.
pixel. He knocks it
Abhi rush
down.
करें, rush करें,
S-Power on point.
Take on
That's
next.
the fight to open things up.
नहीं.
Oh, and his nades too have been so dangerous today. It's a 4v3 situation. Let's see how Godlike decides to take this fight. They're already starting to wrap around, get their claws into Young Galacticos. They're going to have to get moving here pretty quick.
Yeah, the pincer play. Wrap around, set up. Giving their squad more of an understanding of what's going on here once the rest of our teams around the
पीछे
zone
से
begin to
S26
duel
पे आ
one
रहा है.
another. F is there from TT, falling. Zerich replying back onto 721 GS. And that fight does result in them going down. Out of the running, but another game with 6 elims, Dukes.
Unreal. Now TT Project are down to 1 as well. That's 10 through 13. Pretty much almost out here. That's a huge opportunity for our bottom 3 to get out of there. And meanwhile, oh, Neons actually does a good job of getting a knock on the ETSH. So he's keeping his team alive. Oh, gets knocked out. It's just up to effect. Last player up for TT Project. Now getting ran over, and that is them gone. And this is a